Oh, sit down.
You're talking to the boss here.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? G Funky Boxing. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Got a nice little afternoon show planned for you today. I have a guest on, Andy Vences. Vences will be here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that press conference from yesterday, man. David Benavidez and Caleb Plant kicking off the promotion for their pay-per-view fight coming up next month, March 25th. Really looking forward to that fight, guys. That's a fight I've been asking for a really, really long time, for at least 2-3, well, going on 3 years now. I've been saying, why the hell haven't these two guys fought yet? They're both under the same promotional company. They're both champions at one point, and we're finally getting it. Okay, so hey, I'm glad that it's here, but also want to talk about a little bit here before my guest comes on. I also want to talk about the top rank card tonight real quickly. Look, I know it's not the fight that we were all anticipating, man. Just imagine tonight. Tonight would have been Navarrete versus Valdez. I mean, just think about that for a second, guys. That is one hell of a fight right there. That is one hell of a fight. It sounds like, from what I heard, Bob Arum is still looking to go through with the plans for that fight, which is great. We know Valdez got an injury, so he will not be participating tonight. But man, we almost had a Vaquero Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez, which would have been a fantastic fight to watch. But look, he's fighting Wilson tonight. Now, look, I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. I've never seen Wilson fight before. But one thing I'll say is this: so I'm not even gonna try to break this thing down, right? Because like I said, I have not seen Wilson fight. Haven't had, just guys, I've been so busy, I've not had any time to really research anything lately. Stuff going on, in family stuff going on, so that's more important than anything. But looking at both guys, I did see the weigh-in yesterday, and I think, from at least from my time watching Navarrete fight, this has been the first time that I've seen a guy that's actually got some height on him. Now, I haven't looked at arm reach or any of that, but he was noticeably taller than Navarrete, which is kind of rare because Navarrete was such a big bantam and featherweight that when you see him in there with someone that's taller than him, it's like, wow, it's crazy to see. But hopefully he puts up a good fight, man. I'm hoping for that. This is kind of like the the fights that we've seen Navarrete have for quite a long time, But anyways, guys, we got our guest here in the house. What's going on, Andy Vences? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm great, man. I'm glad that you're here, brother.
Yeah. A little early.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you taking the time, man. I know that you're training for a big fight coming up here on the 18th. So why don't you let everyone that's watching here know a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. So I'll be fighting February 18th at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. Me and my manager, Emily, along with Westside Promotions, were able to get me a comeback fight. I have been on a down streak in my career, obviously coming off with 3 back-to-back losses. So I've had a good conversation with Emily and whatnot, and we know what we need to do to kind of bring myself back the right way. I've always fought the top fighters, always an undefeated fighter. I've kind of never given myself a chance to get a comeback fight and then take another jump. So I kind of want to do things the right way moving here forward. There's no question that I'm not scared to fight anybody. I just want to give myself a chance to get that ring activity that I used to have back in my career early on. And I feel that's one thing that caught up to me was the ring activity. But yes, I'm fighting February 18th at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. And that's 15 days away.
Yeah, man. We look forward to that. I had Kane Sandoval on a couple weeks ago, who's going to be on the undercard. We talked a
Yeah.
little bit about that, but I'm glad that you're here to talk as well because you are the main attraction on that card. So, but Andy, I want to share something with you real quick, brother. Now that you're here, you probably
Yeah.
don't remember this because you fought all over the place. You know, you've been a lot of places in your career, but this was back right here. This is, if you can see that, it's you and I there, 2015 at Cash Creek Casino, where you had a
Yes,
fight.
sir.
And yeah, man, you came out, you had a lot of support there, bro. I mean, I'm gonna show a quick video here of you finishing that fight. So let's check that out real quickly. Boy, that crowd was loud for you, bro. You had a lot of support there that night, man.
That was awesome. That was like my first fight where I faced some big time adversity. Um, and honestly, I was in a deep hole in that fight. They had me losing. Well, my corner was telling me I was losing the fight, so they sent me out that round to just take him out, press forward, and lucky enough, I caught him with the left hook, and then I was able to finish him up by landing a body shot. But man, that's a long time ago. That's crazy. You've seen me since then, and here you are now.
Yeah,
Different though with the
yeah.
hat on. You look super different.
Well, I'm a lot older too. I'm about 8 years older. But you know, the thing with that, Andy, is that was the reason why that was so memorable for me is because my wife and I, that was really one of the first times that we actually went out together as parents. You know, we had just
That's
had a
awesome.
child a year or so before that. And you know how it is, it's hard to leave them when they're that young. So you know, I got tickets to the fight. I said, let's go to the casino, check it out. And your fight really was, in my opinion, the best fight on the card. And like I said, you had so much support. It was loud, man, when you got that stoppage.
Yeah, yeah, no, I appreciate it. That's awesome that you guys' first, kind of night out was that night. It was
Yeah.
seriously a Super Bowl member night for myself. I'm sure for you guys too. But yeah, I'm expecting a big crowd of people out here. I know a lot of people are buying tickets super last minute. That's just how people are, especially because on the website it says no refunds like for the tickets. So a lot of people aren't just gonna buy the ticket to buy the ticket. They want to make sure who they're going with, who's going. But I'm sure everyone will buy tickets like literally the week of. I know I had a lot of people already buying tickets, but I'm sure the rest will come in later. But yeah, I'm expecting a good crowd, especially being back here. I haven't been fighting locally in years, so
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's tight. Obviously I'm in with a good guy too. It's not just anybody who's a walk in the park or oh this guy's just fighting a fight to get an easy win. Like, yeah, he has 7 losses. People got to remember I got 4 losses. He has 17 knockouts out of 25 wins. So it's not just an easy fight. Obviously, I got to do my job, and I'm expecting to win the fight. But I never overlook anybody because in boxing, all it takes is one punch. But yeah, it should be a great fight. I'm hoping to put a dominant performance, and I'm hoping to obviously put a performance and leave a mark that night that everyone remembers.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone in around the area is definitely looking forward to having you back around here. You've been fighting on some big major cards, man. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to have kind of like a homecoming, you know, kind of thing going on. So but I want to ask you this too. Yesterday I seen you were live on on Instagram and you were inside of a tub with ice ice all around you. So what was that? Is that a part of your training now or is it just something you were doing just for that day?
It's always been a part of my training, but you know what? From sparring so much and so much training right now, when I don't know why when I lift my arms like this, they're just really sore from throwing my hooks so hard and whatnot. Um, Being back with my trainer Angel Cordon, I've noticed a lot of power coming back. So like landing these punches with that much force has caused my arms to be like just super super sore, super hurting. So obviously my coach told me, hey, you guys need to do an ice bath. So I had my other friend join in with me because he's getting ready for a little sparring event. But yeah, we went to go buy a bin. I invested in a metal one, so the metal actually keeps it colder. Um, and yeah, I got in there, did an 8-minute ice bath, and yeah, I felt amazing today. I ran this morning, um, and my time was very fast. Obviously, um, it helped me a lot. The ice bath definitely helped me a lot. It's definitely proven to reduce inflammation and swelling, aid in exercise recovery, and it benefits you all around as an athlete, especially during a training camp when you're training so hard, sparring so much. It's very crucial your recovery. So I definitely did that because my coach told me to, and I also know the benefits of it. So yeah, I wanted to go live on IG, wanted to go live on IG, and just yeah, it was just funny.
Yeah, man. I've done the cryotherapy before on but I've only done it in isolated areas where I've had like an injury or something and like man, it gets freezing cold. So I can't even imagine like my whole body being cold
Yeah,
like
so
that, man.
I had a guy message me yesterday. He's like, "Oh yeah, like, you ought to try cryotherapy," and I was like, "I've already tried it." He goes, "Oh, you're really gonna tell me the ice bath is colder than the cryotherapy?" And I was like, "Look, bro, the cryotherapy, I understand. The thing is with the cryotherapy, I believe it's a 3-minute session,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
It's a 3-minute session, and you get to wear gloves and booties. Like, yeah, nah, it's not the same. It's scientifically proven that the ice bath, the old method of an ice bath filled with water, putting ice, is 50 times more effective. It's because the cryotherapy is proven that it only goes 1 to 3 inches in your skin. So it doesn't even hit your bone, like your whole bone. But the ice bath
Mhm.
does. That's why it's really recommended for athletes is the ice bath. But yeah, the Cairo's cool. It's just honestly, it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's not like,
Yeah.
if it was cheap, I'd understand. But the character, it's expensive. They'll sell you like a little 3-pack for like $80, and damn, it's just like
Yeah, man, I agree. So, real quickly here before we get into some more the boxing talk, you also have a channel here on YouTube that I've been subscribed to. I'm really enjoying the
Oh,
content, man. You put out some really good, informative, and also some funny videos as well. Like you got the what do you call him? Ramon El Mamon, that guy there.
yeah.
But let the fight fans out here know your channel so that they could go ahead and subscribe to you, man.
Oh yeah. So I have a YouTube channel I created. It's called Into the Trenches. You'll see it right there. Into the Trenches is my channel that I created to just, not only share parts of my career, maybe, share things of my amateur career. I've been uploading videos like how to properly wrap your hands to avoid injuries. I'm also going to be doing I have a couple interviews on there with special people that I met along in my career, like my Cutman, Mike Basil. um, I give boxing tips on there. I upload interviews that I've done. Another one was with Andre Ward. Just different type of techniques, and I just got some more. We got some more content this week, so I'm working with a video editor named Eddie. Obviously, I know a lot of people are thinking like, man, like, how does this guy have all this time for this? And you got to realize like, it's not all on me though. I obviously have an editor that works for me. Obviously, I pay him every month. So what we do is we do a lot of footage in one week, and then we have content to upload for like 2 or 3 weeks. But he's a solid guy, solid dude. He's doing a great job with the content, the thumbnails. Because when I started the channel originally, I started it with the idea to share stuff, share tips, all this stuff. But I was realizing it was taking a lot of time. The editing. It wasn't the
Mhm.
video; it was the editing. So I was kind of feeling overwhelmed. Like, damn, how am I going to keep up with 2 videos per week? Like 1 or 2 videos. So I met with Eddie through Instagram. He reached out to me. He wanted to help me. He wanted to work with me and grow the channel. So now we're working together. And the channel's doing well. I don't have too long with it. I obviously just started it maybe about 2, 3 months ago, but I do plan to upload, my weigh-ins, my actual fight since it's not being televised. So I'll definitely, obviously, going to use my career to benefit the channel as well. I definitely want to share all my success, all my downfalls, everything on that channel. There's a lot of stuff I haven't released on the channel because I'm still fighting. So I can't get into like promoters and the managers and just kind of what goes down in that aspect just because it's such a political sport. You just gotta keep your mouth shut sometimes. And I think I've learned that in my career the hard way. Sometimes it's better to not say anything because then people misinterpret things the wrong way. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the channel. We're also doing a lot of shorts, a lot of short videos. Ramon El Mamon, as you've seen him, the one who takes punches but doesn't stop coming. uh, but yeah, we're having fun with it, and I definitely want to reach out just to an audience. Boxing, as you know, boxing is all around the world. So anything, I mean, there's just so much content I can do from wrapping hands, how to warm up. I'm releasing a video in a couple weeks of the sit-up routine that my father taught me, which got me the abs that I have as a kid, So I'm releasing that one in a couple weeks, but it should be a lot of stuff, fun stuff, just recalling things that I do, exercises I do, techniques in boxing and sparring videos, old footage. I have Robert Guerrero and me sparring on there. Just a lot of stuff.
Mm. Yeah, Robert Guerrero, one of the best fighters from our area, that's for sure, man. So make sure you guys subscribe to Andy's channel, man. It's a lot of good
Appreciate it.
stuff over there. So now that you're preparing for a fight, I want to ask you just a general thing, not to get into details, obviously, but you have an opponent. Now, I hear often, I've interviewed a lot of fighters. Some say that they prepare the same for every single fight. Some say that they study their opponent. So what about you? How do you prepare? Do you just do the same routine all the time, or do you watch film, or what is it that you do?
No, so I'm back with my trainer Angel Cordon. So obviously, he studied the guy, and basically our whole training is based on how we're gonna fight the guy, what certain punches we're gonna throw. So what Angel starts doing is he starts developing strength. Well, not developing, but making me do the strength exercises that are gonna generate that power and that shot to come out how we need it to shoot. So it's definitely very technical and very different every fight. Uh, because it's all gonna change, right? If you fight a guy that's coming forward, if you fight a guy that's moving away, and it's pretty much how we're finding our sparring. We're obviously fighting a guy from Argentina who's very aggressive and very tough, likes to brawl, he's very strong on the inside. So we've been sparring a lot of tough, rugged Mexican fighters. Just this last week, I sparred a guy in Richmond at a gym called DF Boxing Club with a guy who's two weight classes above me.
Mm.
Now, the reason why my coach had me spar this guy two weight classes above me is because his skill levels wasn't as good as mine, but he said the fact that he's so strong, he's not going to go anywhere and he's going to be in your face the whole time. If you can handle someone like this, you're going to be able to handle someone your weight, your size easy. And it wasn't easy though. It was some tough, rugged sparring. This was in the barrios of Richmond. This was like in the ghetto of Richmond, so it was definitely the hood area of Richmond, and it was great work. I'm actually gonna get my last sparring session in next Wednesday with that same guy. So yeah, it definitely changes with every opponent. It's just different. So yeah, I mean, as far as the intensity, of course, you're training the same way, but I think it all comes down to the coach. My coach definitely has me do different things depending on who we fight. We focus more on strength, endurance, conditioning, but we always make sure we're 100% all the way around. Then we'll just focus on one key aspect of what we're needing. But my coach definitely makes me practice on fighting on the inside and the outside just in case I need it. But we do make it technical to whoever we're fighting. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I hear a lot of different responses from a lot of different fighters. So you've mentioned this earlier too, that you got some losses, but they were against tough fighters, and particularly it's hard styles, in my opinion. I felt like the Albert Bell fight, he's a guy that likes to stay on the outside. those are guys that are pretty difficult to look good against. And another guy who just won a world title at 126, Luis Alberto Lopez, who just beat Josh Warrington. That guy is just all over the place, very unorthodox, but you fought him. And I want to say this. I did a film study for that fight, and I went back and looked at it for his fight with Warrington. I looked at your guys' fight. Now, watching it live, I felt like you won the fight. I was like, it was a close fight, but I felt like Andy should have got it. When I went back and watched it again, I was like, man, I thought you clearly won it. You know, I went back and watched it
Yeah,
again.
actually, I just uploaded. Hold on, I just uploaded yesterday. Let's see if I can share this. Hold on, let me see my reaction with my fight against Luis.
Okay, yeah, we'll check that
Where is
out
it?
then for sure.
Yeah, and I was actually rewatching the fight. So I'm rewatching the fight with everyone. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I felt the same way. I rewatched the fight, and giving him credit of his rounds. I don't know, man. I just rewatched it, and I was like, I don't understand how and I don't understand how the judges had me losing. There was two judges that had me losing like all the last rounds, and I was just kind of
Crazy.
confused as to what happened. And even a lot of people with Albert Bell, they thought I should have won that fight. So it was
Yeah,
very
that
good.
was
And those two losses were with Angel Cordon, which were, I would say, in my eyes, not even losses. So I'm back with the trainer that I've had the most success with in my career, who in my eyes, I've never really lost a fight with him. So I'm expecting to do some big things here forward in my career. I definitely want to restart my career with Angel Cordon and end it with him as well. And I'm
okay.
expecting this year to be a year full of activity. I do want to fight in February, in June, and then me and Emily do want to make a jump after that.
Okay. Yeah, I just like I said, man, I went back and watched that thing and I was like, man, I feel like you clearly won. I felt like you really
Yeah,
established that hard, stiff jab early. And he was very cautious about just leaping in with those crazy shots like he does. Like he wasn't the same guy against like Abraham Montoya or Gabriel Flores. Like he was just getting off on those guys. When with
right,
you,
right,
he was
right.
very, very cautious, man.
Yeah, no, it was a great fight though. I look back at it, and I mean, I did a great performance. A lot of things could have been fixed, but it was during COVID too, and I'm making no excuses.
Hmm.
We were having a hard time finding sparring. This was like at the heart of the pandemic. Nobody was trying to be with each other. Nobody was trying to be in the gym. So a lot of those weekends, I was training at the park with my dad. I was like in my apartment
Wow.
training. I hung a heavy bag. It was very difficult. It was a very difficult time as far as having a fight and preparing, especially against a fighter like that. But we made it happen, and nonetheless, I could look back and say, we should have won that fight.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I really do. I want to ask you another question here about sparring. I mean, not sparring, but training. Um, a lot of people, a lot of fans like to make it seem. I mean, it's just a little pet peeve of mine, but it irritates me when I see fans. They act like it's so easy for you guys to make weight sometimes. Now, you in your career, I've never seen you miss weight, but we do see it often happen where fighters miss weight. So if you can, and again, don't have to go into extreme details, but
No, for sure.
how difficult is it to make weight for a fight?
Oh yeah, no, we'll go into extreme details. I think it all comes down to discipline. Of course, it's extremely difficult. I always tell my wife, like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. She goes, "You always say that, and you always make it." And yeah, I do always make it, but I think I have a good team around me. My coach has nothing to do with my weight, so I know a lot of other coaches argue with their fighters, like, "Hey, like, you need to eat this, you need to eat that." So what I love is that my coach totally stays out of it. It's not his job. My wife is my nutritionist, and my cutman, Mike Basil, he actually has a dietary little program that we follow. Basically, after my last hard sparring, which is next week Wednesday, I have to follow a strict diet. And my wife is the one who pretty much makes my meals every day moving forward. And is it hard? Of course, it's super hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but I think it's the discipline of knowing just You got to eat what you're served, and that's it. But it definitely is mentally draining. That's the reason why 2 weeks before my fight, I'm not even training people anymore on the side. I'm totally done. Yesterday was my last day in San Jose. And that's it. I'm not working with clients no more just because I already know the last 2 weeks are the hardest weeks leading up to the fight.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I want to thank you for coming on because we're getting close, man. We're just a couple weeks
Oh,
away. And I know fighters in my personal life that have struggled to make weight, and
yes.
some of the things that they have told me, like, I mean, my God, I can't believe they would do that and still have something left in them to fight, So I'm glad, and again, like you drinking that water, staying hydrated, that's great, man.
Yeah,
Um
well, the good thing is I'm always eating, always drinking water. I don't think that ever changes for me up until the day before the weigh-ins, but up until then, I'm eating and drinking 100%.
Yeah, that's good then, man, because guys do have to do a lot of extra stuff, man, to make weight. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it hurts them where they just can't make weight, or it hurts them during the fight. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I want to take it back with you now, way back. What originally got you into boxing? What got you to was it your parents that took you into the gym and say that I want you to box, or was it your decision? Like, how did it all start for you?
So besides the fact that I was always getting into fights in middle school, so I was doing martial arts at the time when I was young. My dad had me in martial arts because when he was young, he did kung fu, so he kind of wanted to put me in martial arts and whatnot. But I was having little fights in middle school here and there, but I noticed the reason why like I didn't like martial arts is because we never competed, like we never fought each other and like actually fought each other. So as families, we would always have the all the family. We would go to my tia's house or my tio's house, and we would always see the Oscar de la Hoya fights, Trinidad, Fernando Vargas, and like we would all get together to watch these boxing fights. So I was really intrigued at boxing, like because I enjoyed watching it. I was like, man, like that's tight, like boxing. But I didn't know how to start in boxing. I didn't know like the way to even begin boxing. So it was one day that I came out of the martial arts gym and I don't know, I was just kind of disappointed and I sat in my dad's truck and I remember I told him, "Hey, Pa, can I tell you something?" And then he goes, "What's up?" I was like, "Hey, I don't want to do martial arts anymore. Like I don't know what to do, but is there any way I could try boxing?" And I
Hmm.
remember it was there in the truck. He told me like, "Hey, look, I don't know how to start you in boxing, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the closest gym to our area and I'm gonna put you in boxing. But let me tell you one rule that I have." He said, "If I don't see improvement in a month in boxing," he said, "that's it. I'm taking you out of boxing because this is not a sport that you play. So if I don't see improvement in a month, I'm taking you out." And sure enough, I joined the San Jose Pal boxing gym. My dad saw that I fell in love with it. I was obsessed with it. I would cry whenever he didn't take me, and ever since then, he left me there. My dad's been my number one supporter. He's been the guy that, because of him, I'm this far in my career. My dad is everything. That's why when I see kids at tournaments or at fights and I see their dads supporting their kids, I always go up to the dad and I always shake his hand. I go, "Thank you," and they look at me weird and I go, "Nah, it's just nice to see that you're supporting your son or your kid." And I just want to say thank you as a father because all I needed was my dad to allow me to make my dreams come true. So I just always thank the parents that I see with their kids.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? That's really the thought that I had as well. My wife often asks me because I'm such a big boxing fan. I mean, I'm watching it all the time. She goes, she asked me the question, well, what if our kids wanted to do it? And I said, I would only do it if I really see that they're actually like really in love with the sport and really want to
Yeah,
do it. But especially with boxing, like I have to see that you're good because this is like you said, you don't play boxing. You're getting punched in the face and the body. Like if I don't see them defending themselves correctly or something like that, then it might just be one of those things where it's like, maybe in the meantime. But
yeah,
to make the serious decision to be a professional like you, it takes a lot, man.
yeah. What I would say, not even that they're good at it, that they want to do it. Like, because one thing is being good at something, but look at what I mean by that is like a lot of people, it's really in like, like all these fighters, even like myself, when you saw me at 10-0, that was my hardest fight in Cash Street Casino. When
Mm-hmm.
you're coming up 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 10-0, it's awesome. It's great when you're throwing the punches and you're getting this experience and you got this fan base and you got these people. But where you're really gonna know whether you want to do it is when you're put on the other side and someone's fucking hitting you. Then you're gonna
Yeah.
question if you really want to do this. So like I myself too, I don't want my kid or my son or anyone to like join boxing like that I have, right? But if I ever have a kid and my son wants to join boxing, what I'm gonna do, my wife thinks I'm crazy. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but that's how I'm gonna know if that kid really wants to do it or not. I'm gonna definitely put him to spar as soon as possible. And if
Mm.
he gets his ass kicked and I ask him, "Do you still want to do it?" and he tells me, "Yeah," then I know the kid wants to do it. Like he's not doing it because he thinks he was gonna be good or he is good. He actually wants to do it. Even after that testimony, he still wants to do it, you know?
Yeah. Yep, it's a man, it's a tough thing. I remember when my friends, some of them decided to turn pro, some just stayed in the amateurs, but we were all athletes in high school and they were like, "Hey man, why don't you come to the gym one day, and we'll do some things, and like I remember the first time I actually sparred one of them. And I mean, waking up the next day with, I mean, my body hurting from getting hit and the damn headache I had. Oh my
Yeah.
god! So you know what? No, I can train with you guys, but I'm not gonna do this for a living. Like you guys are nuts.
Yeah, actually, I just had a conversation with my mom the other day because she gets all like a little bit down and sad, like when it comes closer to my fights. And I asked her yesterday, I was like, "Hey, mom, let me ask you something. Like, what's your purpose in life?" And then she just started telling me, "Oh, my purpose was to get married to your father when I was with him and have you guys." I said, "Okay, but hold up. What I'm saying is, what was your purpose?" And then, she started rambling off. But I told her, "Hey, mom, since 14 years old, I've been boxing. Like, that's all I know how to do right now. Like, I want to be a boxer. Like, although you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I really love fighting." Now, I told her, I'm very honest with myself. I told her, is the end of my career near? Of course it is. I'm not gonna lie about that. Of course it is. But I told her I'm really basing this fight on my career. For example, I know I'm gonna win this fight, but I'm not trying to just win this fight. I need to win this fight in a dominant fashion for
Yeah,
myself and for my career. Because if I win a decision, I'll really rethink things if I want to continue boxing. I need to make a dominant performance to give myself a chance to continue. But it's definitely something that I put thought into, and I know what's at stake. This is more than just a comeback fight for me. It's my career on the line, and me and my coach are expecting me to put a dominant performance, and that's why I'm training so hard. All the time I'm training hard, but I think I just need to prove to myself that I still belong here.
yeah. No, that's great, man. And look, for selfish reasons, obviously, I hope you win because you said you're looking to come back in the summertime, and hell, I'll be there wherever it's at, man, to check it out live. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make this one, but I am doing my best to try to get the word out about the fight and everything. So before I let you go, Andy, because I know again you're right in the middle of things, it's almost fight week for you. You got
Oh,
the picture right behind you of the shark. Now that's your nickname in Spanish. How'd you come up with that name?
well, my coach at the time when I was training with them, this was back in about 2000, I want to say 12. Um, Being from San Jose and them having the San Jose Sharks,
Mm,
being that I was a boxer, I was smooth. It wasn't really that I rushed into things, but when I would smell blood, I would go for the kill. And that 10th fight that you saw at Cash Creek Casino, They're like, hey, bro, tiburon, you're like a shark. You navigate through the ring, and when you smell blood, you go for the kill. Like, you're from San Jose. Like, that's a great name for you. So then I just stuck with it, El Tiburon. And yeah, I mean, I'm a boxer. I'm not a killer, but I'm a boxer. And as soon as I hurt you and I smell blood, I go for the kill. So that's how the name came to me.
Wow, I didn't even think of to put the 2 and 2 together with San Jose and the San Jose Sharks. Wow, that
Yeah.
shame on me for that, man. But before we let you go, man, again, let everybody know the details about your fight coming up, and also let everyone know where they can find you, social media, and all that good stuff, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. So everyone can follow me on Instagram at Tiburon Vences one, on Twitter at Andy Vences, Facebook Andy Vences. I am fighting February 18th at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. That's here in Northern California in the Bay Area. I'm gonna be back fighting on a card, West Side Promotions. Um, and I'm glad to have everyone out. Hope to see everyone there. I'm definitely training very hard along with a lot of top fighters on that card. So it's going to be a show. It's going to be exciting. And thank you. Just want to appreciate your time.
No, thank you, man. Again, I know it's like I said, I know it's getting close to fight day. We got 15 days. And appreciate the time, Andy. And good luck, brother. I hope to see you win this fight. And again, to see you in the summertime, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good day, brother.
You too.
All right, guys. That was my man, Andy Vences. That's in the hand, man. Really great interview there. Like I said, man, that was one that I really wanted to get because of, like I said, that fight that I showed the clips and the pictures of. That was really one of the first times that my wife and I really got to go out together alone after having a kid. So it was a good memory, man, and always good to, like I said, you guys know I like to support the fighters that are from my area. So it's good stuff there, man. Andy Vences fighting February 18th. So real quick, guys, again, want to go back to the top rank card. The fight I'm most looking, well, let me say this. The fight that I was most looking forward to was my guy from Sacramento, Xavier Martinez. His fight was pulled from the card. So yeah, I'm disappointed in that. But also the Barbosa Jr. versus Pedraza fight. I'm interested to see how that goes. Very interested to see how that one goes for Barbosa Jr. He's a guy that's right there on the cusp, So if he makes a statement here, man, could be some big things up for him in the near future. But one guy that I am really, really excited to see again, and I made a video about him in his last fight, is Lindolfo Delgado, man. That kid right there, man, I really like the way that he fights. He's got a tremendous jab, a good power jab. And I look forward. He's fighting Clarence Booth tonight. I gotta remember it's tonight, not tomorrow. All right, and make sure I don't forget to watch the fights tonight. But Richard Torres as well, the heavyweight, the Olympian, is going to be on that card. So you guys know I cover all the fights, man. I do, and also Emiliano Vargas, the son of Fernando Vargas, is going to be on that card. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Tonight, I just wish again Xavier was on the card, and this could have been Navarrete versus Valquero, man. I mean, Valdez. Yeah, that's funny. No, Christine she's a great person, man. Really one of my favorite people that I've met here in my time on YouTube. But yeah, let's talk about the Benavidez and Caleb Plant thing real quickly here, guys. Like, you guys know that I don't, I don't get into too much of the drama and stuff like that. But I don't mind it when it's the fighters, because the fighters actually get in the ring and fight after they talk the trash that they talk. And boy, that was an old school feel, man, with that press conference. There's some real heat there, man. You can tell that there's some real heat there. Benavidez looked very angry to me, as with Plant. I know the Benavidez side was saying that they think he's scared, he's nervous. I mean, I don't think so. And again, like, I'm not going to be one of these guys that pretends to know body language and stuff like that. I'm not, okay? But one thing I do know is that, when guys get in the ring and fight for a living, like they're just not afraid. They're not nervous, anything like that. Um, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. This is really like a throwback to when I was a teenager or in my early 20s when there was fights like this, man, and where we sometimes we would get brawls at these at these press conferences, multiple times during the talk. Benavidez, jumped up like he was going to do something, and then the people had to get in between the fighters. That's hilarious, man, to see that. And again, look, I don't mind it because they're selling the fight. They're doing a good job of it. There's some good fights on the undercard. So, yeah, I really look forward to that fight, man. And again, it's a fight that I've been really um pushing for a really long time. Been wanting to see it. And look, it's a 50-50 fight, man, in my opinion. I'd say at this point in both guys' career, they're about the same. The only difference between the two guys is Plant's fight with Canelo. That's it. Their resumes, their body of work to this point are about the same, except for the Canelo fight with Plant. I mean, this is just my honest opinion. Uh, can't wait to break that thing down, man. It's a sensational matchup. Plant, he's the guy that likes to stay on the outside, work behind the jab, counter punch. And Benavidez is the pressure fighter, punches and bunches, speed, power. He's got a lot of size on him too. Like, I don't know, maybe it was the shoes they were wearing, but to me, he did look a lot bigger than Caleb Plant. But we'll see on the night of the fight. I think they're both listed at the same height, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a fantastic matchup, man, and it's something that should have happened a long time ago. I mean, yes, it's on pay-per-view. Do I think it's a pay-per-view worthy fight? No, it's not a super fight. You guys know that I feel like only super fights should be on pay-per-view. But what can we do, man? That's the way they put it. But I think it's gonna do pretty decent, man, because from what I've been seeing, man, a lot of reactions on social media to that press conference yesterday. A lot of people are pumped, man. They're pumped up over it. They like the back and forth. I know that there's some real bad blood there, so that really does it for me, man. That's really all I need. And again, it's a fantastic matchup. I already see people making dumb comments about how, oh, well, Plant Benavidez is not Mexican, so I'm going for Plant. Like, I mean, this is just silly talk, man. I mean, I don't understand that. That has really nothing to do with the outcome of the fight. Um, that's why I always do the styles breakdown, because styles always make fights, man. And in this case, it's no exception. All right, really. So, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I really just want to give my quick thoughts on that, on the Navarrete card tonight. I had the interview with my man Andy Vences. Shout out to him, man. Again, fighting February 18th, San Francisco Cow Palace. Check it out if you're in the area. Go check out the fights, man. They're good fights. Um, Again, my man's Kane Sandoval as well from my hometown Sacramento will be on that card, as well as the son of a legend, Evan Holyfield, is on that card as well. So it's going to be a great time, man. Make sure you go out there and check it out, man. I wish I had time to do it. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm just trying to do my best to help out the card. As I do all the local cards around my area, I try to do my best to get the word out about them. So check them out, guys. Okay. There's a good chance I might go live tonight after the Navarrete fight. If we'll see, man. I mean, like I said, man, I've been really, really busy with stuff. So, man, I get tired, bro. When these fights are over, sometimes it's like 9, 10 p.m. and I'm just too tired. But I hope to be awake and ready to rock tonight. We'll take some phone calls if I do come on. We'll talk about the fights. There's fights tomorrow as well. Alicia Baumgartner's fighting Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz. So we have fights last night, fights tonight, fights on Saturday. Hey, great stuff, man. And then we got more fights coming up this month. Matter of fact, let me see real quickly before I let you guys go. I was just looking at it today, and then of course now I forget. See, this is what happens when you get no sleep, man. Your short-term memory is just gone. So again tonight, Navarrete versus Wilson. Tomorrow night, Serrano versus Cruz. Oh yes, how could I forget this? February 11th, Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster. Man, that's a great matchup right there. February 18th, the same night as the fight card with Andy Vences. Lee Wood versus Mauricio Lara. Oh my gosh, man. Great fight there. And again, Broner's back this month. Matias versus Ponce is here in this month. We got some good fights, man. We got some really good fights. Hey, Puerto Rican Rum, hey, thanks for stopping by. Iceman as well. Guys, check out the interview I just did with Andy Vences. He's fighting again on the 18th in San Francisco, Cow Palace. Give it a thumbs up. Check it out, man. Like I said, I'm going to check out here, man. Enjoy the fights tonight, guys. They're going to be on. They're going to be starting here in a couple hours, the undercard. And like I said, man, if I got the energy, I will come on tonight, man. Just got a lot of shit going on right now. So that's why I haven't been as active. But again, real quickly, man, this was me and Andy back in the day, man, 2015 at his fight here at a casino, Cash Creek. That was a fun night, man, that we had. And he had a lot of support there, a lot of support. So it was fun finally getting a chance to talk to him since then, So check him out, man. He's got a channel and everything. Again, it's all covered in the interview. So go back, check it out if you haven't seen it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm live or when I drop a video, guys. This G Funky Boxing. I'm out. See you guys tonight.